2009 Mongolia, two North Korean Special Forces agents, Magnolia and Kelsung, invade a hotel filled with enemy agents to steal information. While Kelsung provides cover, Magnolia searches the POG and the room, but is interrupted by a call from her father warning her to get out of there, as they are after her and that she can trust no one. Before he can say more, he is shot by an intruder. Kalong finishes dealing with the enemies and searches for Magnolia. Upon seeing him, she remembers her father's words and shoots him before escaping through the window. Years later, in 2020 Seoul, Mieng wakes up early to open her bathing shop and sells everything quickly, closing the shop in time to visit her husband, Seok Jen. He is a computer technician who works in his own shop. While drinking a lot of juice, he bought several small bottles because there are special prices on the lids. When Mieng realizes this, she argues with him for spending so much money, but she likes the idea of winning a new washing machine at the VA. While Juan takes care of his client, Mieng decides to drink some juice and is shocked to find a surprise on the lid. The first prize is a trip to Hawaii. At first, the couple celebrates their luck, but their mood changes when they get home. Mieng decides that they won't go because they can't spend money on vacation or close the shops for a week. Instead, she prefers to sell the lid online and use the money to buy a new washing machine. Another person in a bad mood is their daughter Nai, who comes home when Mieng receives a message with bad news. Nai has hurt another student again. She is scolded and spanked a few times, crying and confessing that she is tired of being made fun of for not having a cell phone or going on vacation like her peers. This makes Mieng feel very bad, and after putting Nahi to bed, she talks to Seog Hwan and agrees to go to Hawaii to give her daughter something nice. While Hwan is celebrating, he accidentally kicks the old washing machine, which starts working again. The next day, all three get their passports. Meanwhile, a mysterious woman who also has her passport and ticket ready receives a call, telling her that it is time to take action. In another part of town, Kalong receives a call informing her that Magnolia has reappeared after 10 years and will soon go to Hawaii. Her mission is to capture her alive. On the day of the trip, Mieng decides to work anyway to earn some extra money. They take the airport bus instead of a taxi and arrive late where other passengers on the same flight arrive. Among them are the mysterious woman who hides her face and Special Agent King Harem and his group, who are also looking for Magnolia. Luckily, the family arrives before the gate closes and manages to board. Furthermore, since there are 2 seats available in business class, the gate agent upgrades their tickets for free. Mong and Na are seated in business class while Sogan stays in economy class. The plane is filled with interesting people like Stuart Ryaman, who thinks that observing suspicious behavior is part of his security mission. There is also Congressman Jing Bil John and a nervous man who is traveling because he was sent by his superiors and takes a lot of medication to control his fear. After takeoff, enemy agents start circulating the plane looking for Magnolia. The mysterious woman notices this and hides in the bathroom. As Ryan brings Mieng snacks, he drops the chestnuts while serving them. Masong catches them all with incredible reflexes. This makes Ryaman think she might be a spy or a national security agent. Meanwhile, Juan befriends Bi Kuxiong, a passenger traveling alone to visit his daughter and granddaughter, bringing them a teddy bear as a gift. Emma has cramps and goes in search of a restroom after finding her husband and asking him to take care of their daughters. The first restroom is occupied by the mysterious woman. Mieng goes further back in the plane to look for another one. She runs into the special agents who have failed to locate Magnolia and pretend to be in line when they see Mieng. While she finds an empty restroom, Harem goes to talk to Kelsong, telling him that they still haven't found Magnolia but that they haven't checked business class because they don't have access to it. Kalong decides they can't wait any longer and gives the order to begin the operation. Ryamin hears one of the men receiving the order but tries to warn the other Hootis, but she doesn't believe him because he's still pretending to be a spy. Enemy agents hijack the plane. Kelsung takes a sergeant hostage and goes to the captain to change the flight's destination. Meanwhile, these men search the plane to gather all the passengers in the same area. The clumsiest of the group is tasked with checking the bathroom and can't find Mieng, because she doesn't answer when he knocks on the door. He heads to a room in the back and gets trapped there when the plane takes a sharp turn and a trolley blocks the door. Bill John thinks the agencies came for him because he's an important politician, but he doesn't care and orders him to sit with the other passengers in economy class. South Korea's National Security Service receives news of the hijacking. but remains calm for now because there is an agent on board. Unfortunately, this agent is the nervous man who has taken so much medication that he has fallen into a deep sleep and does not wake up even when shaken. The agents drag him around like he is a doll. Kalam notices the mysterious woman in the crowd and orders her to show her face, discovering that it is not Magnolia but Sarah, a famous actress trying to travel without attracting attention. Meanwhile, the National Security Service thinks they have discovered the reason for the hijacking. Molia has defected from North Korea, pretended to be Chinese, and has been classified as a person of interest. However, one detail has been overlooked. She has undergone plastic surgery to change her appearance, starting a new life with a different name and face. In reality, Magnolia is now Mieng. When one of the men hears her in the bathroom, he tries to capture her, but her instincts kick in and she quickly incapacitates him. As she ponders what to do, she hears Kel Seong's voice over the speakers asking Magnolia to reveal herself. Mieng begins to remember how her life has changed in the past 10 years, shooting Kel Seong, running away, meeting Sok Wan, and having her daughter. She doesn't want to lose her family and decides it's time to fight again. While she hides in search of a strategic point for her plan, Wan also decides to take action to check on his wife. After leaving his daughter with Cook Seong, he leaves the economic sector while the men collect everyone's cell phones. He finds a fallen laptop, picks it up, and climbs down through a hatch that leads to the server room. There, he connects the computer to the system and hacks it to take control of the plane. Meanwhile, one of the men brings Ryaman to the steward area, ordering him to find the passenger list. Ryumin notices Mieng hiding on the ceiling and takes her time to buy time. Mieng takes advantage of the opportunity, jumping on the agent and neutralizing him. She demands the passenger list that Ryaman was hiding in her sock and burns it in the microwave. Then, she disguises herself as a flight attendant and takes Ryaman's smartwatch to communicate. Since he goes to the warehouse to look for the tasers there, Mieng enters the first economic area, now empty except for one agent whom she easily incapacitates. She then enters the area where the passengers are. Since her daughter is also there, Mieng takes someone else's sunshade to cover her face before neutralizing the agent who was monitoring this area. Ruman arrives at the server room and finds Wan sending messages to the National Security Service regarding the situation. He attempts to surprise him, but Ryaman reveals himself to be a retired secret agent and easily stops the attack. Frustrated that his superiors don't want him to get involved, Ryamin informs Sok Wan that there's another agent on board and calls his smartwatch. Since Ryamin likes to play spy, the voices come out distorted through the app, so Sok Jan and Mieng don't recognize each other as they talk. The conversation is cut short as Mieng hangs up as soon as Soken starts berating her about how to handle the situation. He then puts the plane on autopilot and corrects the destination. Ryaman heads to the warehouse and finds the Turs and the man who locked himself in earlier taking a nap. Kelsung, who is in the cockpit holding the captain in check, notices the change in course and checks the security cameras. Seeing his Hogwan manipulating the controls, he runs to capture him. Meanwhile, Harem finds Mieng and starts fighting with her. He is a much better opponent than his men. As a result, Mieng takes longer to defeat him. After some tense moments and losing her mask, she manages to defeat him. However, her victory is short-lived. Kel Seong appears with Seog Wan as a hostage and says that her husband has always been a government agent. Shocked, Mieng does not let him get hurt. When Kel Song throws a knife at Sokjan, she protects him, making Kel's Jong believe that she was under national protection all along. Kong ties up the couple and takes them to be locked up through the passenger area. Na sees them and starts crying as El Seong gives her the teddy bear to distract her. Ki notices this and goes to check on Nai, thinking she could also be useful as a hostage, but Nai lies and says that Sarah is her mother. This causes confusion among the passengers since the actress never mentioned having a daughter. Sarah tries to deny it, but Nahi approaches and whispers a request for help, so Sarah agrees to lie for her. In the back room, Mieng worries that her marriage is a lie, but Wan quickly tells her the whole truth. He worked as an agent a long time ago and was assigned to watch over her, but he is now retired. He fell in love with Mieng the day he was following her and ended up being harassed by bullies. Mieng saved him and shared his food with him. Since then, Joan knew that he didn't want this to be just a job. He doesn't care if she is Magnolia or that she has killed people. He only cares that she is his wife and the mother of his daughter. This unconditional love brings Meng to tears. Among the passengers, one of them finds the knife that Mieng used to save her husband and uses it to free the people. However, they don't manage to do much before one of the agents returns. The real surprise comes when two passengers suddenly stand up and neutralize the agent. These two men are under Harem's orders and join him in the cockpit. Unlike Kelsong, who wants to take Meng to the government officials, Harem plans to sell her to the highest bidder. While Kelsong intended to leave her and continue with the plane, Harem wants to use her to parachute and crash the plane without caring about the passengers. Kelsung tries to stop him, but Harem's men overpower him and take him to the back while Harem forces the pilot to bring the plane down quickly. As the passengers panic, Kalong is taken to the room with Mieng and Seog-wan. Mieng takes the opportunity to question him about his intentions, and Selswan explains his mission. The government wants to find Mieng to access the safe containing nuclear weapons made by her father that can only be opened with his iris. She doesn't know if she can trust him since he tried to kill her 10 years ago. Masing explains that this is not true. He was on her side and was betrayed by the others, like now on the plane. The conversation is interrupted by Ryam, who enters through the ceiling and frees them. Suk-wan returns to the server room to regain control of the autopilot and stabilize the plane while Ryam turns off all light keys. Mieng and Kalong return to confront Harem's men. The fights are evenly matched, but each time the villains gain the advantage. The passengers help by using whatever they find nearby. With everyone's support, the villains are defeated and Harem is captured. Finally, the family is reunited, but the problems are not over yet. Pretending to console Nahi, Keong gives her the teddy bear and takes her hostage. He then shoots Kelsong before confessing that he is the man who killed Mieng's father and that he will also kill his daughter if she does not come with him. Sok-wan tries to attack him with one of the piles from the plane, but it does not work. So Keong shoots him too. Mieng admits that she has no choice but to accept his terms. She hugs Na goodbye and puts on the parachute. Keong forces open the door of the plane and Mieng signals N to throw the teddy bear out the door. She had whispered her instructions to him in her embrace and now pushes Kong out with the teddy bear. The toy explodes a good distance from the plane, carrying Keong with it. Luckily, Hagwon survives thanks to a bulletproof vest that Kelsung had given him before he split up to carry out the plan. The family is finally reunited for good. Meanwhile, Kalong grabs a parachute and, after wishing the family happiness, jumps out of the plane to avoid being captured by the authorities. Upon landing, all the enemy agents are strapped to the seat and the National Security Service is informed that everything is under control. Now, the pilot is ordered to return to South Korea to process what happened, but Sogan does not accept and insists on going to Hawaii. Bill John tries to use his authority to stop him, but at that moment, Rayumin finds the taser on the ground and while testing it accidentally hits Bill John. Sarah reminds everyone that without Mieng, they would all be dead. With that, the captain changes his mind and adjusts the route to Hawaii, telling the government that fuel is low as an excuse. Upon arriving in Hawaii, the family goes to the beach to have fun. Ho-kwan offers Mieng a gift to renew their wedding vows. He also admits that he had been saving money for 10 years for this trip and that the winning ticket had been rigged by him. Curious, Mieng starts chasing him on the beach for spending so much money while Nai relaxes in the sun. Meanwhile, the plane is empty except for one person, the nervous man who finally wakes up to find hundreds of calls and messages asking him to fix the hijacking situation.